know that's what they programmed you for, but you don't actually have to work. You don't have to work a job you hate. You don't have to drag yourself up in the morning to go do something that you don't even like doing, to make money that then you spend on doing things just to escape this drag that you constantly have to go through. And that is just the program that they installed into our minds to control us, to create a sick society. But the truth is that you can choose to wake up every morning loving your life and doing something that you love that actually makes you money because it's fueled by your passion, by the love for life, because it's one with who you truly are at the core. But we were taught to forget, we were taught to disconnect from our true self, so we've even forgot what it is that we love. If you go back to the time when you were a child, what did you love to do? Well, then that is the question that is going to start opening you up to the gifts. And I'm not talking about this by imagining it. I've lived it, and I've met countless people that have done as well. I forced myself to create a business, to make money. I was making 20K a month on a personal training business because I thought that that's what I liked. It was just my escape from my 9 to 5 going to the gym. And so I loved it so much because it was just something different than that cage where I was in. And it did help me a little bit to, get some discipline and maybe quit drinking. And it did heal me at a certain extent. But then running that business, yes, it got me the fancy car, it got me the nice apartment in San Francisco. I moved across the world to build this business. But the truth is that I was still running on empty because I did achieve with my conscious mind, with my force, through control, through studying strategies, advices, and I was completely burnt out. I was just running on empty again, and the same patterns, the same toxic patterns of my childhood that before I used to cope with by drinking reappeared. And I started getting into a very toxic relationship. And so I was just like changing the toxic substance to sabotage myself with. And I couldn't see it until my life completely fell apart. I started progressively getting sick because I had no days off, and I was constantly planning, following these marketing strategies, overworking myself until exhaustion, and I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I wasn't even sleeping because my brain was constantly like running on survival to be able to afford that kind of lifestyle and keep making money. And I started personal training because it helped me for that specific thing in the beginning, and then the very thing that I loved turned into something that I hated because it was again another trap, and it was keeping me trapped into this very toxic marriage where I completely lost myself, and I started developing a chronic illness that I had to drag with me for 5 years until I found out how to reprogram my subconscious mind and how to heal the self-sabotaging patterns, and actually how to get in touch with my true self and open my creativity channel, reconnect with my intuition, found out what it was that I really loved to do, rediscover, reparent my inner child, and start creating businesses based on what I truly loved. And it never felt like working because I was waking up in the morning, making jewelry, painting, making art, and I built a business on my art, and I started traveling the world. I've seen over 30 countries, and then I started my holistic healing retreats, and I've helped countless people with this very same things and rewire their mind and free themselves from all of this societal conditioning that wants us unhappy, disconnected from our body, and stuck, so our bodies get sick. And as we return to our body, as we heal at their relationship with ourselves, as we return into this coherent state where creativity flows effortlessly, we open up a world of infinite possibilities, of many ways that we can build our businesses and build our passions, rediscover abilities that we didn't even know we had. I had no idea I knew how to paint. I had no idea I knew how to make jewelry and things, but you learn and you rediscover, wait, that's what I loved to do as a kid. And that's why it makes sense. And it feels like you almost did it in another life, but it was the moments when you were a child that you had to suppress to learn how to be an adult, maybe to take care of others. You had to grow fast. You had to, step into the role of the protector, provider, and so in achieve hustle mode the whole time. And that creative feminine energy that is within all of us got progressively tamed. But you don't have to anymore. You can choose to bring it back to the surface and open yourself to this infinite universe of limitless possibilities that are already within you. And guess what? That is actually the path to abundance, because we cannot create a sustainable business or abundance in the long run from something that is created out of force, out of something that we don't love, because it needs to be the passion and the excitement that fuels the very thing, because otherwise there isn't enough energy. There isn't enough energy in business just for strategies and marketing content and hustle mode, achieve mode, because your body's either gonna break down or your mind is gonna break down or something. Like, it's just not sustainable. It's just too limited, too hard. While when you do something that you love, it gives you energy, and so it keeps the cycle going. And when you do something you love, you don't have to sell. You don't need the strategies, because actually authenticity is the currency. Because when you're authentic in your true self, you inspire people, because authenticity is the highest frequency. And so as you spread this energy and this authenticity is felt, and people feel it and want to buy, because you don't even have to sell. They just want to bask in that energy. They just want to feel associated with that energy. And I've seen this so many times in all of my businesses. And after traveling the world and healing people, I've also created retreats for women. I created a community in California where women gathered to do beach cleanups and surf, because I'm a surfer. I used to surf every single day. I used to surf for these companies, and I loved that. And so I built a business out of that, and I created retreats and events for women to gather surfing and do yoga, meditation, sound healing, make art. I have also hosted events on sailboats with sound healing and meditation for them, and it's just been amazing. But I never felt one day like I was working, because I was waking up in the morning, going to the beach, and just get out in the water. And there I met the people that wanted to come to my event, and they asked me, and they wanted to come. I wasn't selling, I was just enjoying my life, and people wanted to buy my art, and people wanted to create their businesses. And then the more I enjoyed my life, the more people asked me, hey, I have a shop, I want to buy your jewelry to put in my shop. And I literally had so many shops in so many different countries where I traveled to, and so it just also ran passive because I was just shipping things and I wasn't even selling them. And these are things that I can do from anywhere in the world, and now they make me even more money than before because I don't have the costs of having to pay people to run the ads. I don't have to, like, the emotional cost of trying to recover my body and go do therapy and massages to like feel alive after grinding myself to death in bed, and then of course like having to pay with my health. So none of that is holding you back, and so you're free to be and to create and to experience life as you want. And you don't need much to start, you just need your passion. Because when I started, we think that we need to have a lot of money to invest in the branding, in the name, in the promotion, in this and that's the old world. You don't need anything, because the more authentic and true to you it is, the more it works, because it comes from your heart. And that's what people want. We crave authenticity here in this world. We're done with the over hustling, achieving, because it's not real. We want real people with real passion that want to enjoy their life real and make other people's lives better from their heart, because that's what they love and that's what they want to help others with. Now I just moved to Spain from California after being there for about 7-8 years. And well, I mean, I also lived in Peru, I lived in Costa Rica, I lived in Asia, in many different countries, because I decided to stop wasting my life doing shit that I didn't like to do. Because you don't have to do anything that you don't like doing. And this is all I based my life off in the past 6-7 years. And I haven't worked one day of my life. I have done many things, but I do them because I love them. Because I wake up in the morning and I want to help people to do the same. And I want to inspire people with my art. And I want to gather women and go surf together and have fun. You don't have to work. You just have to have fun. You just have to rediscover that inner child that is within you. And if you want any support in this, I will link my programs below in the description. I also have a free meditation that is a free activation program. And I would love to help you.